Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly consider subscribing to our channel, and to those who support our channel, I want to say thank you very much. I don't like the supremacy battle that is going on in my own very country, Siaya. The political altercation between the governor, James Orengo, and his deputy, Oduol, is one that is really time consuming. They need to resolve their differences and sit down to deliver services to the constituents. But there is one thing that has caught my attention, because the MCS in Se had actually impeached Oduol, and now the battle was within the Senate. And the due process was followed. Of course, you will hear a summary of the Speaker, Amason Kingi, summarizing the due process, how they formed a committee, a special committee consisting of 11 people to investigate, because that is the law, to try and investigate whether the charges that were leveled against Oduol met the threshold for which a deputy governor should be impeached. And the special committee came up with a report that they had upheld the removal or impeachment of Mr. Oduol, and so they went to vote.
The County Assembly of Siaya approved a motion to remove from office by impeachment of Honorable William Oduol, the Deputy Governor of Siaya County. And whereas by a letter reference CASA DM/33/04, dated Friday 9th June 2023, and received in the office of the Speaker of the Senate on Saturday 10th June 2023, the Speaker of the County Assembly of Siaya conveyed the resolution of the County Assembly removing from office by impeachment of Honorable William Oduol, the Deputy Governor of Siaya County, and further forwarded to the Speaker of the Senate documents in evidence of the proceedings of the Assembly. And whereas pursuant to Section 33(3)(b) of the County Governments Act and Standing Order 81B, the Senate, by resolution, on Thursday 15th June 2023, appointed a special committee comprising 11 of its members to investigate the matter on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable William Oduol, the Deputy Governor of Siaya County, and to report to the Senate within 10 days of its appointment on whether it finds the particulars of allegations to have been substantiated. Further, whereas pursuant to Section 33(4) of the County Governments Act and Standing Order 82, the Special Committee has investigated the matter and tabled its report today, Monday, 26th June 2023. And whereas pursuant to Section 33(4) and 6B of the County Governments Act and Standing Order 84B, the Special Committee has found that the particulars of Charge 1, gross violation of the Constitution and other laws, and Charge 2, abuse of office and gross misconduct, have been substantiated. Now, therefore, pursuant to Section 33(6)(b) of the County Governments Act and Standing Order 84B, the Senate, after according the Honorable William Oduol, the Deputy Governor of Siaya County, an opportunity to be heard, resolves to impeach Honorable William Oduol, the Deputy Governor of Siaya County, on the following charges. Charge 1, gross violation of the Constitution and other laws, and Charge 2, abuse of office and gross misconduct. Now, honorable members, this is a hybrid session, and therefore voting will also be hybrid. For those members who are present in the chamber, we will proceed to vote electronically. And for those who are online, they'll also have a chance to vote. Before we proceed with the actual voting, honorable members, kindly remove or log out, and the Sergeant at Arms kindly take all the cards remaining in the delegate units. Now, honorable senators, on the second charge, these are the results of your division.
After voting, members of the Kenya Kwanza really voted against the impeachment of the Sia deputy governor, but those who are supporting Azimio voted to impeach him. That is their choice and their right, and I don't have a problem with that. But then Samson Cheragei, who is a very close ally of William Ruto, has really exposed, leaked and revealed that they were actually voting to humiliate Raila Odinga. Without much ado, let us just see what Samson Cheragei said. On his Twitter handle, Cheragei is saying that, as I said, His Excellency Orengo-Oduol remains as Deputy Governor of Sia County. Impeachment proceedings at Senate finds him not guilty. And from up to that moment, it's just okay, because that is what the Senate did. But then the final paragraph is really laughable. He says, in Parliament, we shall not allow Tenga, stroke Azimio and Oka to win anything. Kazi ni kazi. I mean, look at that. Let me just repeat. That in Parliament, we shall not allow Tenga, stroke Azimio and Oka to win on anything. This is really laughable to me, because I must repeat that all the senators have got independent minds. They have to choose whichever they want to vote. And if they chose to vote to save William Oduol, that is very okay, because it is their democratic right. But then what Cheragei is telling us is very simple. Cheragei is telling us that anything, because that is what he's saying, should there be any bill or anything to be passed or to be voted in Senate, and it says in Parliament, that means the National Assembly and the Senate, they will not allow Tenga to pass on anything. It is simply saying that regardless of the importance of whatever is on the table, as long as it bears the name Raila Odinga, as long as it is sponsored by Azimio, then consider it shut down and defeated, because they have the numbers and they're bragging about it. The reason why I'm saying that this is painful and even laughable is because they look at everything as a kind of supremacy battle. That they want to show Raila that they're in power. They want to show Raila Odinga that they have the people. And sometimes the battle between the two boils down, and the people who are suffering are the common mwananchi. Look, take for example at the Finance Bill 2023. I remember Rigathi Gachagua shared the same sentiments. Cheragei is only repeating what Rigathi Gachagua had sometimes said, that Azimio should not even dream of opposing this bill because they don't have the numbers to oppose it. And he said that this bill was going to pass by hook or crook. And to make good their threat, the President, William Ruto, said that he wanted to see who had the guts to oppose a bill that they had sponsored as a government. They intimidated and they used every crafty means, and the bill passed. As it may look that this was a battle between Raila and William Ruto, but who is suffering now when they pass a bill that increases VAT on fuel from 8% to 16%, when they force a 1.5 deduction ostensibly on the housing finance? Who suffers? It is not Raila Odinga. It is the people, the common man, the hustlers that they promised that the cost of living would come down. And this is why I'm saying that this is laughable. because it means that they don't really see the importance of the bills that are on the table. Oduol has a right to be heard, and they did. My problem with this kind of ruling, and especially the exposure that Honorable Cheragei has revealed, is Oduol is a politician, and His Excellency William Oduol might want to be a governor in Siaya. In fact, I remember the first time he contested, he really gave men a run for their money. It is rumored that he actually won during the nominations, but for some reason they say he was never given a ticket. I don't know how true that is, but one thing I know is that Oduol has a support base. But when you allow people like Cheragei to give such sentiments at a time when you know that there is a lot of enmity between William Ruto and Raila Odinga, of course political differences, not personal, your chances of becoming a governor in Siaya are very limited. I'm saying this because you must understand that Oduol is coming from the very county where Raila is coming from. Siaya is the home county of Raila Odinga. And whether you like it or not, I want you to picture it this way. I want you to look at it vice versa, that Raila was trying to interfere with maybe something that is going on in Uasin Gishu, that maybe he's got a hand in someone who wants to lead in Uasin Gishu. William Ruto cannot allow it. Or Raila Odinga is trying to intervene in who to become a governor in maybe in Nyeri County where Gachagua is coming from. It cannot happen. And when Cheragei revealed something to the effect that maybe William Ruto had instructed the Kenya Kwanza team to save Oduol, then a time is coming. In fact, 2027 is not very far. This is going to be the narrative that is going to bring Oduol down, because he has been saved and constitutionally he's still going to serve, but his relationship with the people is going to be very sour. It's just going to be very easy for him. And so I have a feeling that Cheragei has just put Oduol in a very difficult situation. For Oduol to go and campaign in Siaya and tell people that he's independent and tell people that Ruto has got no hand, it's not going to be very easy. And to me, Oduol should be very careful and shun them from such reckless writings and statements from the Kenya Kwanza team. They should resolve their differences to allow the county government to offer services, because whether there is a strong difference between Oduol and Raila, Orengo and Oduol, it does not help me. It does not help my family members who are in Siaya. It does not help those who voted Orengo, because Orengo had given them promises that he would change the face of Siaya. It doesn't help. These kind of battles, they end nowhere. And so they would try and resolve their differences so that those who elected them, those who paid them, because these leaders are paid heavily by taxpayers' money, and so they should not waste our time trying to outdo each other. We don't want to know who is superior. And number 3, I think the law must be reviewed so that we really stipulate the roles of a deputy governor. Because sometimes I think the problem is we leave it hanging there so that a deputy governor might not really have something tangible to do, just taking maybe instructions, and maybe the constitution says that he will take actions as instructed maybe by the governor. And so I think the law must also be looked at. Orengo is a lawyer and he knows this. Because before we know it, Oduol would have been the first deputy governor to be impeached, thanks to the members of the Kenya Kwanza team. But we should also look at it, because we want a situation where once we have elected people in a place, we don't need to start listening to people fighting. We need people who get down to start giving their promises and implementing their promises. This kind of noise is what has really made the Kenya Kwanza government not to deliver. Blame game and altercation every now and then. And ladies and gentlemen, Oduol must now change his advisors so that it must not really get into this trap, because as a politician, he's got his future, and this future can be ruined by such reckless statements from Cheragei.